Hey, good morning, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the stuff, because that's where it's going to all end up. Happy Wednesday. Let's have some coffee and knit and chit chat. Going to show you a new stitch that I've been dying to try. And I started it last night after I came home from my nursing job. And I did it. I started working on it. And so with Mother's Day coming up, I wanted to do this particular blanket in this particular color. But then I started thinking in my cranial area, maybe I'll do like a mommy and me blanket and do this blanket on a smaller scale for a baby. So I'm going to show this to you, but I am going to, again, do a shameless plug for myself for some things that I've already made for Easter that are available on my Etsy store. And I wanted to show you, it's my favorite stitch to do is a broken herringbone pattern. And I made this blanket for a dear friend of ours. She's 85 and she's just the dearest soul. She's directly from Wales. She's just a sweetheart. So I love her and I'm going to gift her a blanket. So let me show you these. This is a Bunny Peep. It's a larger one. Look at that. And this is done in Mellow Bellow Wine Red yarn. And to give you an idea of its scale, it is a larger one. This is Hombi's yarn. This is beautiful. I'm very impressed with this yarn. Look at that for Easter. And this has a matching basket for Easter. Wouldn't that be pretty on your table with some Easter eggs in it or little treats for kids? And this would be such a great idea for a baby's first Christmas. I love these. These are available on my Etsy store. There's lots going on in the background here. I'm going to see what's involved in selling on the TikTok shop. I'm going to be opening up an Amazon store that will be linked to all my social media. So any products that I'm using and that I would recommend will be there. If you're thinking about maybe trying one of those products that I'm recommending, please go to my Amazon store when it's up and running. I'd appreciate that. And then this blanket that I'm going to show you is done in Bernay yarn. I did get them off Walmart website. And it's done in Frost, which I really wasn't a fan of, that shade of green. But when I married it together with Vintage White and Oatmeal, it really looks beautiful. And she will love this blanket in those colors, I guarantee. So I love this pattern. It gives your blanket, it's very simple to do, and it gives your blanket some texture and depth. And it just adds a little pizzazz to your blanket. It's my favorite one. So let me step back so you can see all the colors. There's Frost, and this is Vintage White and Oatmeal. And this blanket is 60 inches long. I repeated the Oatmeal and Vintage White in the middle, and I started and ended with the green. Isn't that nice? So I can't wait to give this to Margaret. She's such a sweetheart. So what I want to show you that I've been working on is it's called the 4 cable knit pattern. It looks intimidating, but I'm here to tell you it's not. I promise. I've been dying to try this. Take another sip of coffee with me. This is done in rows. Again, I got this off of Walmart's website, 72 yards. This was not on sale, but I had to have it. It was $24 and change. When it goes on sale, it's $14 for 72 yards. Let me turn it this way, so when I turn the camera down, you're going to see it in the right way. So here we go. Look at that. And, you know, these will raise up as you go. Isn't that pretty? Pearl stitches. There's 28 cast on stitches here to make 4 rows of cable. And pearl stitches are, you're going to see these with a cable knit blanket, because you want, they're good stitch to separate what you want to pop on your blanket is a pearl stitch. So you obviously want your cable to pop and be the center of attention. So pearl stitch is a great stitch to kind of do that for visual. The cable will pop. So I'm going to give you the pattern for this blanket so you can write it down. It's very simple. The pattern itself is very simple. You need an even number of loops to make your blanket. And the pattern itself is a knit, purl, purl, knit, 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 knit. Okay, that's the pattern. It's knit, 2 purls, followed by 4 knits, and then 2 purls again. You just repeat the pattern till you get to the end of the blanket. And you're going to do that for 5 rows. On the 6th row is where you're going to begin to cross those knit stitches. That's going to make the cable. That's going to give it that curve, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I started here, and I'll put this down, with 16 cast on stitches. And that will give me 2 rows of cables, okay? So let me put this down, put my glasses on, take another sip of coffee, and I'll show you how to do this, okay? So let's put this down. I'll raise it up a little bit so you can really see. There's 16 cast on stitches. I like to do the dragon hoop method. There is a video somewhere on my TikTok and my Facebook page, my Blissful Blankets by Lisa page. And I will upload this stuff to my YouTube page to make it easier for people who are following me to find. So there's 16 cast on stitches. To do the dragon hoop method, you're going to take this and flip it over. So now your working yarn is on the top, okay? It's on the top of your chain. And I have to be able to kind of see myself. So to do the dragon hoop method, you are looking for those areas in between the loops, okay? You don't want the top part of the loop or the bottom part. You want the area in between. So that's why it's called the dragon hump or dragon bump. People call it, it's the same thing. You want to look for those little bumps in the middle of the loop. When you're doing your cast on stitch, I forgot to tell you, you want this 3 fingers wide, except for the last 2 stitches. You want to make them 2 fingers wide. Smaller, the last 2 stitches, because when you go up to start to make that curve up for the corner of your blanket, if they're too big, I call them the droopy loopies. You're going to have big loops here that are going to hang out. If you make the last 2 stitches on your cast on stitch smaller, you won't have that problem. If you do, there is a fix. You just trim it with your scissors and fuse it together with a lighter, and that droopy loopy will be gone. So we're going to now do excuse me, 16, you're going to have 16 loops in your first row of your blanket. There we go. My eyes are playing tricks on me here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I probably shouldn't put this around my coffee. 14, 15, 16. Let's just double count and make sure we have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So when you're doing the dragon hoop method, your first row is going to kind of sit up. Okay, that's normal. When you start to build, it will lay down on its side. And the reason I like to do the dragon hoop method is because you end up with this really nice braid on the bottom of your blanket. And then when you're doing the drop stitch method, that braid will follow up the side of your blanket and will match your cast off stitch. So that's my preference. You do not have to do it this way. That's just how I do it. So you're going to skip this first stitch and you're going to purl the first 2. 1, 2. And you're going to knit the next 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next 2 are going to be purls. 1, 2. And the next 4 you're going to knit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to purl the last 2 in the row. 1, 2, and you're going to knit your end stitch. Okay, that's the first row of your pattern, and you need to do that 5 times. I like to put a stitch marker on the first row so I can keep track of what I'm doing. So I'm going to put that here on my purl stitch so I know that's my first row. Okay, and all this is a little barrette from the dollar store. Works perfect. Okay, so that's row number 1 of the pattern. All right. Going back, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to follow what you've already done, and that's how you're going to go back to the left. So your first 2 stitches are purls. And a purl stitch is you're just pushing your working yarn through the front of your loop. That's a purl stitch. The next 4 are knits. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next 2 are purls. 1, 2. And the next 4 are knits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 2 are purls. 1, 2, and your end stitch is your knit, because you're going to start to make, go up on the side of your blanket. Okay, so that's row 2 of my pattern. So we're going to start row 3, purl, purl, and you're going to knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to purl the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and the next 4 are simple knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and your last 2 are purls. 1, 2, and knit your last, pick up your corner. So now I have 1, 2, 3 rows, 1, 2, 3 of my pattern, because you're not going to count that first row of regular knits as part of the pattern. So make sure you're mindful of that. So now this will be row 4 of the pattern, going back to the left. 1, 2 purls and 4 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 purls, 1, 2, 4 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 purls to finish. 1, 2, and pick up your end stitch. And now you've got your braid on the side of your blanket, starting on both ends, because we're doing the drop stitch method. Now we're going to start row 5 of our pattern, going from left to right. Okay. So now we're purling again, purl for 2 stitches, and we're going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to purl 2, 1, 2, and knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and purl the last 2. 1, 2, and knit your end stitch. Now I'm not going to move my stitch marker yet. Now we're going to start the fun part, where we're going to start to make our cable, and that our cable is going to be with these 4 knit stitches. Okay, and we have 2 sections of those 4 knit stitches. So you're going back, you're going to purl the purl stitches. You're not going to do anything different with those. So you're going to purl 1 and purl 2. Now I'm going to move my stitch marker. Okay, because I'm starting row 6. And I'm going to move it again, but from my knowledge, I know in case I have to step away or I got to go to the bathroom or somebody's at the door, I know this is row 6. Okay. So now you have these 4 knits. You ready for this? So you take these first 2 stitches and you fold them down. You're not going to do anything with them right now. And as I don't know if I said this earlier, a cable starts its life as a knit stitch. That's all it is. And then you end up twisting it. That's how you make a cable. So you have these 4, whether you're doing 3, well, 3 is a little different. Whether you're doing 2 or 4, fold these 2 down. So this is 1, 2. You're going to take stitches 3 and 4. Oh, Winnie's up here. And you're going to cross them over. You're going to knit 3 and 4. My quality control manager is here. You got to get down, whoa. She has to check everything out. I don't know. Hang on one second. Let's see. See? This is my quality control manager. She's part of all of this, everything I do. My labels that I put on my blankets is a cat playing with a ball of yarn, because she's a part of all of this. Yes, she is. But I have to put you down for now, okay? Let me start over because I don't want you to miss this. Back to the 4 knits, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the first 2 stitches down. Pull your yarn over and knit stitches 3 and 4. Okay? Now you've got the 2 that you put down, and you're going to cross them over, and you're going to knit 1 first. Knit this 1 and then knit 2. And you're going to have this big bump here. It will straighten out, trust me. Okay. And now you're going to purl your next 2 stitches. 1 purl, 2 purls. Now you're back to your 4 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to put the first 2 stitches down. And you're going to knit stitch 3 and stitch 4. Pull your yarn over a little bit, knit 3 and knit 4. Take these 2, you're going to knit stitch 1 first, and then knit stitch 2. And then you have your 2 purls and your knit on the end. And 2 big bumps that don't look like anything, but it's going to. Now you're going to go back, and all you're going to do is go back to purls and knits for 5 rows. And you'll see it start to straighten out. So now we have 2 purls, 1, 2, and you have to be careful when you're doing this because it's kind of bunchy. And you want to make sure when you're knitting these that they're in the correct order, okay? Because you want it to start to straighten out. So look to see where you're supposed to be. So there's 1 knit, there's 2 knits, there's 3 knits, and there's 4 knits. And it's already starting to straighten out and not be such a big bump. And now you have 2 purls. 1, 2. And again, we're at this mangled mess, but it's easy to follow if you just look down. So now you're going to stitch or knit 1. This is my next stitch. Knit 2, 3, 4. And we're going to purl 1. I'm going to take my stitch marker off now. and purl 2. Now that, oh, and knit my end stitch, sorry. That is row 1 of 5 now, okay? So now I'm going to put this here like we did in the beginning so I can keep track of where I am making those 5 rows up. The 6th row is going to be where I'm going to do the cable again, twist again. So let's go ahead and do another 5 rows. That's 1, 2. I just want you to see how this starts to really straighten out. 2, knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to purl, purl. Don't twist your stitches like I almost did. And knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and purl the last 2, and then do your end stitch, your drop stitch. So that's row 2 of my pattern. Okay, going back, we're going to be making row 3. Okay, purl 1, purl 2, knit 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how it's flattening out now? And you're going to knit 2 more. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And your last 2 stitches are purls. 1, 2, and catch your drop stitch. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows of our pattern, okay? Going back, purl stitch, 1, 2 purls, and we're going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and purl 2, 1, 2, knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and purl 2, and pick up your drop stitch. Okay, whoops, hang on, I gotta get more yarn. And oops, my goodness, sorry. I have this pile of yarn because I have the other blanket that I've been working on up here. I should probably just put this down here and make my life easier. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Going back is going to be row 5. And I'll do one more cable with you to show you how to do those twisting of the 4 stitches. But this will be the baby blanket. So you have 2 purls, 1, 2, and you're going to knit 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have 2 purls, which are next. 1, 2, and now you have 4 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 purls. Okay, 1, 2 purls, and pick up your drop stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to take my stitch marker off. We're going to start the cable again, your second cable. So we're going to purl 2 stitches. I'm going to put my stitch marker here so I know I'm keeping track of what I'm doing. I'm on my 6th row to do my cable. So now you have 4 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to drop the first 2. You're going to take stitches 3 and 4. You're going to knit stitch 3 and stitch 4. Then you're going to take 1 and 2 and cross it over, and you're going to knit stitch 1 and then stitch 2. And you're going to have this mess. And then you're going to purl your purl stitches just like we've been doing. 2 purls. Now we're back to that second cable. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Take the first 2 and drop them, and you're going to take stitch 3 and 4. You're going to knit stitch 3 and stitch 4. Take 1 and 2. You're going to cross over, knit stitch 1 and then stitch 2, and do your purl stitches and your drop stitch. Now I'm going to make 1 row coming back, okay, because then you're going back to your regular pattern, which is purls and knits. That's 1 purl, 2 purls. And again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So just follow this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what you're going to knit. There's 1, 2, and then this one is, don't twist it, is 3 and 4. And you'll have your 2 purls. 1 and 2. And now you're back to this mess. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're going to, how you're going to knit. So there's 1. The second one on the top is 2. I'm sorry. No, on the bottom. Wait a minute, I'm backwards. No, I'm right. 2. The one behind that is 3. And the one behind that is 4. And then you have 2 purl stitches. Take this off. And I'm going to put it back on because I know that's row 1. I'm going to do 1 more row because I don't want, I may have confused you here, and I don't want you to walk away confused. So 2 purl stitches again. So this is starting to straighten out a little bit better. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And those are simple knits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 purls. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knit, 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 and 2 purls. Okay. And it's starting to straighten itself out again. Okay. But that wasn't that hard, was it? It really wasn't. It takes a little practice, but it's really simple to do once you understand that a cable is just a knit stitch you're twisting. That's all it is. And then what I'm going to do, I want to try. I saw somebody do this, and I want to try it. There's this, it's called surface stitching, where you actually knit on top of this. And she made this really pretty white embellishment kind of in the corner of the blankets with a contrasting yarn. I think she did it in white. So I want to try that and see what it looks like. If I like it, I'll show it to you. But it just gave it, and she said the same thing. It gives it an heirloom quality when you do something like that. It was gorgeous. So I really want to give that a try. So I hope you'll give this a try. It's not hard. Again, it's purl, purl. You have your drop stitch. Purl, purl, 4 knits. Purl, purl, 4 knits. And that's the cable. Give this a try. If you have any questions about how to do this, feel free to message me. I'll get to you when I can. I will answer your questions. Please like, share, comment, do all 5 of those little buttons on the side of the screen. If you're out there and you're doing your content creating, that helps everybody grow by doing that. So please like, share, comment, and save. I would so appreciate that. It would mean the world to me. And I wanted to say thank you. Oh my goodness. If you haven't seen it, go in my profile and look. I showed my grandchildren, my 2 boys wanted to learn how to make a blanket. I had them over the weekend. And the little one, well, he's 8, came in and grabbed my good yarn and said, "Hey, Mama," that's what they call me, Mama, "I want to make a blanket." And I'm like, nah, this isn't going to last. He's just going to play with the yarn and, we're going to be done. And I showed him how to do a slip knot and had showed him how to do a cast on stitch. And before I knew it, he had an arm's length worth of cast on stitch. And he goes, "Okay, what's next?" And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." So then the other one came in, my older one, Dominic, who's 11. He said, "I want to make one." So 9 o'clock at night, we totally looked like the people of Walmart in our pajamas and boots, and off to Walmart I took them because they weren't going to use my good yarn. Oh, nay, nay. And I let them pick out 4 skeins of Mainstays. That's a number 6 yarn to do a blanket. And they made a blanket. And we want to do a TikTok video. I'm like, how do you know about TikTok? But anyway, I posted it and it got over 6,000 views and over 600 likes and shares. And they were so excited about that. I was so excited about that. And I cannot thank you enough for sharing and being encouraging about the boys. They were so happy to see that. And I was so incredibly proud of them to sit and do that. And it was something I got to share with them. And I got to share with you. And you just welcomed them. And it just meant the world to me. So I wanted to personally say thank you for that. And here's my quality control manager again. So we are going to say goodbye. Okay? Have a great Wednesday. Be blessed. Be safe. And I'll see you soon. Bye.